विष्णुर्महान् स इह यस्य कला विशेषो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। नमः कमलनाभाय नमः कमलमालिने नमः कमलपादा नमस्ते कमलेक्षण यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तद्ध्वं देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। प्रिय भक्त समुदाय, दिव्यात्माओं, महानुभाव, dearest devotees of the Supreme Lord, the Divine Souls, first let me say Radhe Radhe to each and everyone, and my pranam, my humblest prostrations to all of you. Very special welcome to our viewers on social media, Facebook, YouTube, Bhakti TV, etc. also. We continue today, the fourth day, the fourth session of Bhakti Shatak. This wonderful divine book composed and written by Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu. We had completed Doha number 20. We go on from there. जय राधे कृष्ण राधे 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 कृष्ण राधे
जय राधे कृष्ण राधे 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 कृष्ण राधे
जय राधे कृष्ण राधे 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 कृष्ण राधे
जय राधे कृष्ण राधे 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 कृष्ण राधे।
तीन रूप श्री कृष्ण को वेद व्यास बताए राधे राधे।
तीन रूप श्री कृष्ण को वेद व्यास बताए राधे राधे।
तीन रूप श्री कृष्ण को वेद व्यास बताए राधे राधे।
तीन रूप श्री कृष्ण को वेद व्यास बताए राधे राधे।
ब्रह्म और परमात्मा ब्रह्म और परमात्मा अरु भगवान कहाय राधे राधे।
ब्रह्म और परमात्मा अरु भगवान कहाय राधे राधे।
जय राधे कृष्ण राधे 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 कृष्ण 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 राधे।
पूरे वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। अब सावधान हो जाइए, ध्यान पूर्वक सुन लीजिए। अद्वैय ज्ञान तत्व, ये शब्द बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। अद्वैय ज्ञान तत्व, वो अद्वैय ज्ञान तत्व श्री कृष्ण ही है। ये वेद ने कहा। In this doha, the word comes Advaya Jnana Tattva, the supreme indivisible entity. There's no other like him, none higher than him. That entity is Shri Krishna himself. This is said in Vedas. In the Gopal Tapani Upanishad, very beautiful rendition comes. Kaha paramo devaha, kaha paramo devaha. Gopal Tapani Upanishad, second mantra. Who is the supreme Advaya Jnana Tattva, the supreme entity, supreme power, above whom there is none. Kasya Jnanena. Gopal Tapani Upanishad, second mantra. Who is that entity? By knowing him, all knowledge automatically comes. Kuto bhayah. Who is that one that even that Yamraj, the god of death, is afraid of? Gopal Tapani Upanishad, second mantra. And for the answer, the Vedas itself says, Krishno havai paramam daivatam. Shri Krishna, our supreme beloved Lord Shri Krishna, is the supreme power, supreme entity, above whom there is none. There's none equal to him. Govindan Mrityur Vibheti. Gopal Tapani Upanishad, third mantra. Mantra before also third mantra. Shri Krishna is such a terror. Itne khatarnak hai Shri Krishna that even Yamraj trembles with fear in front of Shri Krishna. Gopi jana vallabha jnanena khilam tad jnatam bhavati. Gopal Tapani Upanishad, third mantra. And by knowing that Shri Krishna, the beloved of the gopis, one automatically attains all knowledge. There's no need to look for any knowledge again. So, वो अद्वैय ज्ञान तत्व, Shri Krishna, the supreme power, इनकी तीन रूप है. तीन रूप. He has three forms. One, supreme power. One God. God is not 3, 4 million. एक भगवान. सनातन धर्म के अनुसार, वेद के अनुसार भगवान एक होते हैं. लोग सोचते हैं कि सनातन धर्म में ये हिंदू लोग करोड़ों भगवान को मनाते हैं. People think in Hinduism, in Sanatan Dharma, that we worship millions of gods. No. The Vedas tell us there's only one Bhagwan. Eko Devah Sarva Bhuteshu Gudha Sarva Vyapi Sarva Bhutantaratma Karmadhyaksha Sarva Lokadivasa Sakshi Cheta Kevalo Nirgunascha. Shvetashvatara chapter 6 verse 11. Eko Deva, Ek. Ek means one. There's only one Bhagavan, one God, one supreme power, and that is Shri Krishna. But he has three forms. तीन रूप है. He's not cut into three different parts. Bhagavan is not such an entity that you can cut him into fraction, into parts, and one part is bigger and one is smaller. No, the Vedas say, Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnata Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. God is such an entity, Shri Krishna is such an entity, that if you were to take out infinite from him, he remains infinite. So three form and all are equal, same Shri Krishna. Vedavyasji says in Bhagavad Mahapuran, Varanti tat tattvavidas tattvam yadjnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdhyate. तो अद्वैय ज्ञान तत्व वेद व्यास से. First canto, second chapter, 11th verse, Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. Yadjnanam advayam tattva has three forms. Brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan. So three forms. Brahm, Paramatma and Bhagavan. The three forms of Shri Krishna. Brahm means the formless aspect. Nirakar, Nirgun, Nirvishesh. Everything. No name, no form, no quality, no pastimes, nothing. Bas Sat, existence. You can't say he is a name. You can't say he is a form, no qualities, no pastime. This is called Brahma. This is a form of Shri Krishna. Gaurang Mahaprabhu says the light which emanates from the body of Shri Krishna, जो ज्योति निकलते हैं उनके शरीर से, उसी को ब्रह्म कहते हैं. That light that comes from the body of Shri Krishna, divine light, that is the formless aspect, the Brahma. It's not a light like in the world that you can see a flame and say this is a Brahma. It's a divine light. दिव्य ज्योति है. वो आंख से नहीं देख सकते. Cannot be seen by the eyes. So that's the Brahma. The other form, Paramatma. ये चार भुजा वाले, उनको महाविष्णु भी कहते हैं, नारायण. The second form of Shri Krishna is called Paramatma. He has four arms. Shankh, Chakra, Gada, Padma. He upholds weapons. Shankh, the conch shell. Chakra, Sudarshan Chakra, discus. Gada, the mace. Padma, lotus flower. Four hands. You've seen in pictures. Char Bhuja. He's known as Mahavishnu, Narayan, etc. So he has a form, unka roop hai. He has name, Narayan, Vishnu, Mahavishnu, etc. His virtues, etc. This is called Paramatma, Mahavishnu. And the third form, Bhagavan. Bhagavan, the personal aspect of Shri Krishna, Ram, etc. So these are three forms. Up essays, let me give example in the world, like water, Pani, water, Jal. Water exists in three forms. The liquid form is water. You take the same water and you freeze it, it becomes ice, but it's still water. And if you boil it at a very high temperature, it vaporizes. It becomes steam. It's still water. If you were to condense that steam, again you will have water. So water has three forms: a solid, a liquid, and a vapor. It's still water. So in the same way, God, the supreme Advait Jnana Tattva, that supreme, indivisible, supreme entity, Shri Krishna, has three forms. Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan. Remember, this is not three Bhagavan. These are three forms of the same one entity. The Jnanis, those who follow the path of Jnana, the path of knowledge, the path of Jnana, they worship the aspect of Shri Krishna called Brahma, the formless. वो लोग कहते हैं कि भगवान का रूप नहीं होते, इनके कोई रूप नहीं है, कोई नाम नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं, इनके शक्ति भी नहीं है. The Jnanis, they say, God does not have any form, He has no name, He has no qualities, He has no power even. It's a little bit wrong, but we'll come to that later on. So the Jnanis, they worship this form of Shri Krishna. The yogis, those who follow the path of yoga, Ashtanga yoga, not exercise yoga. Today when we hear the word yoga, we hear the word yoga, we think about exercise. Surya Namaskar, Bhujangasana, Kapalabhati, these things we think about. No, yoga means something else. Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. This is yoga. In this 8, there was one called Asan. Yam, Niyam, Asan. So what we call yoga is actually asana. The correct name is yogasana. Mostly exercise to keep the body fit. It's good, nothing is wrong. But it's just one aspect of yoga. Before asana, yam, niyam. The essence of yam, niyam, complete control over the mind. Complete control. Then do asana, etc. So, one who follows that path, they worship the form of Sri Krishna, Paramatma, Mahavishnu. And then the aspect of Bhagavan. Sri Krishna as Bhagavan, the personal aspect. The bhaktas, devotees, they worship this aspect of Sri Krishna. The difference between the three, we can take some example in the world. Like the sun. It is daytime, but the sun is covered by clouds. Everywhere is bright. You know it is day, but you can't see the sun. It is covered by clouds. That is like the Brahma aspect. You can't speak about it. You can't describe it, but you know it is there. The Brahma aspect. In the second aspect, there's no cloud. You can see the sun. Very high in the sky, you see the sun. That is like the Paramatma. But it's very far away. And the third way, you take a telescope and you look at the sun. A very powerful telescope. And you can actually see the flames emanating from around the sun. So close you can see. That is like the Bhagavan aspect. The more closer you get, this is the Bhagavan. Another example, try to make it understandable. What's the difference between the three? There's a nice sweet mango. Mango. Dashera, Alfonso. So in one you just see the mango from afar on the tree. You just see the mango, dekhte hai bas. That's the Brahm aspect. You go closer, you take the mango in your hand, you smell it. You can smell the sweetness. Sung lo. Dekhte bhi hai, sungate bhi hai. You can look at it, you can smell it. You want to eat it, but you just smell it. This is like Paramatma. And the third aspect, you actually eat the mango. You can taste the juice and the sweetness of the mango. You enjoy and relish the sweetness. That is the Bhagavan aspect. So you see, the closer we get and the more we enjoy, there's a difference of the three aspects. In the Brahm aspect, you experience nothing. It's there. One goes in samadhi, that jnani, but he experiences neither happiness nor sorrow. Kuch nahi. That's like seeing the mango from far. Or there's this daytime, the whole place is bright, but the sun is covered by the clouds. You get closer, the clouds has moved away, you can see the sun. You actually hold a mango in your hand. You can smell the fragrance of the sweetness. Touch it. That's the Paramatma. You've gotten closer. More sweeter experience. And the third aspect, you actually eat the mango and taste the sweetness, relish the sweetness. This is a Bhagavan aspect. So, one, Shri Krishna is not two. Ek Bhagavan. The difference is the sweetness. The difference between the three forms is the sweetness, madhurya. The closeness and the sweetness we experience. There's a difference in the sweetness. We will understand more as we go along. So, we have to understand. So, these are three aspects of the same Bhagavan, same Shri Krishna. That's supreme power. Advaya Jnana Tattva. That's supreme indivisible entity. Supreme power. But three different aspects. And what the difference of the three aspects? The sweetness and the closeness and the experience we get. That's the difference. We'll continue. We'll hear more about it as we go along. Jai Radhe. Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Radhe Radhe Krishna Radhe. Jai
Radhe Krishna Radhe Radhe, Radhe Krishna Radhe.
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe Radhe, Radhe Krishna Radhe. Jai Radhe
Krishna Radhe Radhe, Radhe Krishna Radhe.
Sarva Shakti Sampanna ho, Shakti Vikas na hoye. Radhe Radhe.
Sarva Shakti Sampanna ho, Shakti Vikas na hoye. Radhe Radhe.
Sarva Shakti Sampanna ho, Shakti Vikas na hoye. Radhe Radhe.
Sarva Shakti Sampanna ho, Shakti Vikas na hoye. Radhe Radhe.
Sat Chit Anand Roop Jo, Brahm kahave soye. Radhe Radhe.
Satchit Anand Roop Jo, Brahm kahave soye. Radhe Radhe.
Sat Chit Anand Roop Jo, Brahm kahave soye. Radhe Radhe.
Satchit Anand Roop Jo, Brahm kahave soye. Radhe Radhe.
Shri Ram. Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Radhe Radhe Krishna Radhe.
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Radhe Radhe Krishna Radhe.
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe Radhe, Radhe Krishna Radhe.
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe Radhe, Radhe Krishna Radhe.
The supreme power, Shri Krishna, is known by three names in the Vedas, in the scriptures. Sat, Chit, Anand. Sat refers to supreme existence. Chit refers to supreme knowledge. Ananta Gyan. And Anand refers to supreme bliss. Anant Sukh. These are three names. So Bhagwan is also known as Sachidanand. In all the three aspects. In the Brahma's aspect, Paramatma aspect and Bhagavan, all these three are present. All is Sachidanand. Brahma is Sachidanand. Paramatma is Sachidanand. Shri Krishna is also Sachidanand. What's the difference? In the Brahma aspect, only the Sat aspect is manifested. Chit and Anand is unmanifested. Is there, present, but unmanifested. इसका विकास नहीं है. All the powers. These are three main ones I'm talking about. Bhagwan, everything God has is infinite. Infinite Shakti, Ananta Shakti. All that Shakti. So the Brahma aspect has all the powers, but is not manifested. It's latent. Like water. Water has the power to produce electricity. But we are drinking water, you're doing everything, you don't get shock. It has the power to produce electricity, but we do everything with water, nothing happens to us. If it is harnessed, like in a dam, and you put a turbine, etc., it produces electricity. So the power is there, it is latent. In the same way, all the powers are in Brahma. But it's all latent, is unmanifested. Only one power is manifested. Sat, existence. The Jnanis say that Bhagwan has no, that Brahma, God, has no power. And he is only formless. So how can he create the world? The Shrishti, agar Shakti nahi hai, if he has no power, then how can he create the world? The Vedas say, So kamayat. Bhagwan, the desire came. Unke man hai. He has a mind. How can a desire come if he doesn't have a mind? Desire came to do creation. He just taught in the entire universe, uncountable system, uncountable solar system came into existence. So he has power, infinite power. Uncountable solar system, there are uncountable planet Earths. Every solar system has a planet Earth. Just like the one we are living in. This galaxy we live in is called the Milky Way, Akash Ganga. In English we say the Milky Way. It's small, not too big galaxy, small. In this galaxy there are thousands and thousands of suns. Scientists are discovering now. They can't reach, but they know it's there. And in every sun has a solar system, just like the one we are in. The one we are living in is the smallest, sabse chota. The Brahma, the Brahma, the form of Shri Krishna that creates the solar system we live in, is the Brahma with 4 heads. Once, Brahma, when Shri Krishna was a little more than 5,000 years ago, Shri Krishna had descended in the world on this earth that we live in a place called Vrindavan, Braj. So he was living at that time in Dwarika. He was a king. So Brahma came. Brahma, the big difference, Brahm and Brahma. Everybody says, when we don't know Sanskrit, we don't know what's the difference. So everybody says whether it's Brahm or Brahma, they all say Brahma. There's a big difference. Brahm means without the I in the end. Brahm. That's the formless aspect of Sri Krishna's supreme power. And Brahma, Ma in the end. Brahma. That is the creator. The one who creates the solar system. So Brahma came to Dwarika and he came to the gate. There was Sudarshan Chakra, guarding the gate. The gatekeeper in Dwarika at that time was the weapon of Sri Krishna, Sudarshan Chakra. It kept circling Dwarika. So he asked Brahma, who are you and what do you want? Brahma said, I am Brahma, I want to have darshan of Sri Krishna. So Sudarshan Chakra said, okay, let me go and let Sri Krishna know. So he went and he came back and said, Sri Krishna said, which Brahma? Which Brahma? There are more Brahma? Are, I am Brahma, the creator. Okay, tell him Brahma with forehead, Charmukh. So he went and came back and said, okay, Sri Krishna said to come. When Brahma went to the court of Sri Krishna, he saw something very strange, very unique. From the body of Sri Krishna, he saw uncountable Brahma entering the body of Sri Krishna and exiting. Uncountable Brahma. And every Brahma was different. There was Brahma with 4 heads, Brahma with 8 heads, Brahma with 10 heads, Brahma with 100 heads, 1,000 heads. Uncountable. Then Brahma realized, oh, they are different Brahmas. Look, Bhagwan Shri Krishna is supreme power. Advaya Jnana Tattva, the supreme entity. From Sri Krishna comes a form known as Mahavishnu, Karnodashai. Karnodashai Vishnu. There are many kinds of Vishnu, but this form is known as Karnodashai or Mahavishnu. Yasyaika niswasita kalamathavalambya jivanti loma vilja jagadandanatha Vishnur mahansa iha yasya kala vishesho govindamari purusham tamaham bhajami. Brahma Samhita, chapter 5, verse 48. This is the mantra I said in my opening prayer, my bandhana. Veda Vyas, descension of Sri Krishna, Avesha Avatar, the writer, the one who put the Vedas in book form, who put the Puranas, Mahabharata, etc. in book form. All these scriptures have existed from beginningless time. A little more than 5,000 years ago, Veda Vyas, descension of Sri Krishna, put all these scriptures in book form. He didn't write anything composed. They always have been in existence from beginningless time. So Veda Vyas is saying, I am a worshipper in this mantra. I am a worshipper of that Sri Krishna, Govind, Sri Krishna, whose partial manifestation is known as Mahavishnu. Many people, because we don't understand, we read literally Bhagavad, etc., and we think that Sri Krishna is a descension of Mahavishnu. No. You cannot read and interpret the scriptures literally. There's a deeper hidden meaning. So here Veda Vyas is clarifying that Sri Krishna, according to the Vedas, is the Advaya Jnana Tattva, the supreme entity. And a partial manifestation of Sri Krishna is known as Mahavishnu, descension. Karno Dashai. What work does he do? From every pore of Mahavishnu comes out uncountable solar systems. Uncountable. From that Karnodashai comes Garbhodashai Vishnu. The next form, Garbhodashai. So from those infinite solar systems that are coming out from the body of Mahavishnu, every solar system has a Vishnu that sustains that solar system. That one is known as Garbhodashai Vishnu. He sustains that individual solar system, uncountable. And there's a third form of Vishnu known as Kshirodashai. Is also known as Narayan. That Vishnu lives in the heart of all living beings. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe runatisthati brahmayan sarva bhutani yantarudhani mayaya. Chapter 18 verse 61. God resides in the heart. He's sitting in the heart of all living beings. So that form of Sri Krishna that sits in our heart takes notes of our thoughts and ideas and rewards or punishes us accordingly. That is known as Kshirodashai. That's the work he does. It's also known as Narayana. And they are uncountable. Vishnu, uncountable Brahma, uncountable Shiva. Every solar system has its own Brahma that creates that solar system, its own Vishnu, Garbhodashai Vishnu, that sustains that solar system, and Shiva that destroys it. Bhinna bhinna prati loka vidhata Bhinna Vishnu Shiva mana dishitrata. Dusra Sri Maharaj says, they are uncountable solar system, and every solar system has its own Brahma, own Vishnu, own Shiva. So they are uncountable Brahma, uncountable Vishnu, Garbhodashai, uncountable Shiva. Sankhya chidja samasti na vishwanam kadachana Brahma Vishnu Shivadinam tatha sankhya na vidyate. Devi Bhagavad. The Devi Bhagavad says, it may be possible to count every grain of sand on the earth we live in. It's almost impossible, but is limited, is not infinite. It may be possible to count every single grain of sand in the earth, but it's impossible to count how many solar systems there are in the universe, or how many Brahma, how many Vishnu, how many Shiv. Now do not think that this Brahma, Vishnu, Shiv is smaller than Shri Krishna, or another form, another form of Bhagavan, another different Bhagavan. No, it is Shri Krishna himself. This Brahma, this Vishnu, this Shiv is Shri Krishna himself. But in the form of Brahma, that same Shri Krishna supreme power in the form of Brahma, that's why Shri Krishna is also called the creator. Because it is he who becomes Brahma and creates. It is he who becomes Vishnu and sustains. It is he who becomes Shiv and destroys. One and the same. One Bhagavan. So we should not let this confuse us and think there's a different Bhagavan. It's one and the same Bhagavan. So in the form of Brahma, all the powers are there. He is also Sachidanand. But only one power is manifested, Sat, the power of existence. Everything else is there, but is unmanifested. It is latent. We continue. Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe Jai
Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe 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 Krishna Radhe
Sarva Shakti Sanyukt ho Naam Roop Gun hoye Radhe Radhe
Sarva Shakti Sanyukt ho Naam Roop Gun hoye Radhe Radhe
Sarva Shakti Sanyukt ho Naam Roop Gun hoye Radhe Radhe
Sarva Shakti Sanyukt ho Naam Roop Gun hoye Radhe Radhe
लीला परिकर रहित हो परमात्मा है सोए राधे राधे
लीला परिकर रहित हो परमात्मा है सोय राधे राधे
लीला परिकर रहित हो परमात्मा है सोए राधे राधे
लीला परिकर रहित हो परमात्मा है सोय राधे राधे
जय राधे कृष्ण राधे 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 कृष्ण 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 राधे
बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। सर्व शक्ति संयुक्त हो, नाम रूप गुण होय। So just like the form of Brahma, the formless aspect of Sri Krishna, all the powers are there. In the same way in Paramatma, all the powers, infinite name, infinite qualities, virtues, infinite form is there in Paramatma. But now his name is there, manifested. Name, form, name, uncountable names. Form, roop, uncountable forms. Gun, virtues, infinite virtues. The form of Mahavishnu is very sweet. So sweet, the greatest of Paramahans, Sanak, Sanandan, Sanatan, Sanak Kumar, etc., Videh, Janak, who are always absorbed in the bliss of the formless Brahm, seeing that aspect, they fell in love. They forgot the bliss of the formless Brahm. Once, these four mind-born sons of Brahma, Manas Putra, mind-born sons, Sanak, Sanandan, Sanatan, Sanak Kumar, they also call Brahm, Bhagavan. Topmost among Paramhans. A Paramhans is one who does not see, hear, smell, taste, or touch anything except Brahm, Brahm, Brahm. Everywhere he experiences the bliss of the formless absolute Brahm. Once they went to Vaikuntha, the abode of Mahavishnu is known as Vaikuntha. So they went to Vaikuntha to have darshan of Bhagavan in the form of Mahavishnu. To be able to go to the court of Bhagavan, you have to go through 7 gates. Sat Dwar. They were easily given entrance in 6 gates. 6 द्वार को जाने दिया. They were able to go through easily. No one stopped them. When they reached the 7th gate, the last one, there were 2 gatekeepers, Jai and Vijay. उनको रोक दिया. They stopped them. Hey, कहाँ जा रहे? These 4 mind-born sons of Brahma, they remain 5 years old forever. Small little boys, 5 years old, naked, nange. And they go wherever they want. No one stops them. Recognizing them to be supreme power. Yet these 2 gatekeepers, because Bhagavan wanted it like this, became ignorant. There is no ignorance. This is Vaikuntha. Maya cannot go there. Yet they became ignorant. Why? Because this is Bhagavan's wish. They could not recognize who these 4 boys are and stop them. Who are you? Where are you going without permission? आज्ञा बिना चले जाते ऐसे. They stopped them. These made these 4 Paramhans, so angry. Krodha ki dvaita buddhi binu. Dvaita buddhi. To become angry, one has to have dvaita buddhi. In other words, you have to think, I am the body and I am different from you. That's how you're going to get angry. But this is Paramhans. As I mentioned, a Paramhans is one who neither sees, hear, smell, taste, touch anything except Brahm. In other words, as far as they should have seen, the gatekeepers is also Brahm. They are Brahm. Everywhere is Brahm, Brahm, Brahm. So how could they get angry? With themselves? The impossible is happening. Because Bhagwan wants it. Wherever impossible happening, because ye Bhagwan ki leela hai. It is his divine pastime. This is what he wants. So they got angry and they pronounced a curse. That since you are so ignorant, you do not deserve to stay in the abode of Bhagwan, go and become Rakshas. Rakshas, anger is a quality of Rakshas. So since you have quality of Rakshas, demonic quality, go and become Rakshas. And all this has happened. Now these two boys, these two gatekeepers started trembling with fear. They fell at the feet, realizing their mistake. Suddenly Bhagwan came there. Mahavishnu. The form of Sri Krishna. Because in Vaikunt, the form of Sri Krishna who resides is known as Mahavishnu. This is his abode. Same Sri Krishna, but in the form of Mahavishnu. So he came there. What's happening? Kya ho raha hai yahan bhai? As though he didn't know. He wanted it. So seeing the Lord there, these four mind-born sons, these topmost among Paramhans, they fell at his feet, did pranam. When they did pranam, there were some tulsi leaves that were offered at the lotus feet of Bhagwan. Tulsi patra, leaf. The fragrance of those tulsi leaves that were offered entered into the nostrils of these four Paramhans. And they experienced such a joy. Such a joy they've never experienced before. They who are always experiencing the bliss of the formless absolute Brahm, they experienced such a bliss and joy, they forgot the bliss of the Brahm, formless Brahm. And they said to Bhagwan, by all means send us to hell. Narak bhej do. Send us to hell. But on the condition, ek shart hai. We are willing to even go to hell. We have done something wrong. We have given a shrap, a curse to your servants, your gatekeepers. So we are sinners, अपराधी है. तो हमें दंड दीजिए. Give us punishment. We deserve to be punished. Send us to hell. But on the condition that even in hell, the bliss we are experiencing from the fragrance of this tulsi leaf offered at your lotus feet that has entered into our nostril, let us enjoy that bliss even in hell. We are willing to go to hell also. So I told you there was a difference in the sweetness. They are always experiencing the bliss of the formless Brahm. Remember that bliss of Brahmanand is infinite. There's a difference in the sweetness only in the sweetness. So much so that these four mind-born sons, who are always experiencing the bliss of the formless aspect of Sri Krishna, Brahma, Barbas Tyaga, they forgot it. So much they are enjoying that they were saying to Sri Krishna, by all means send us to hell, provided we continue to enjoy the bliss we are now experiencing. So much sweetness. But two things is missing. Uncountable name, uncountable forms, uncountable virtue, uncountable abode, uncountable. Remember I told you 6 things? Naam, Roop, Leela, Gun, Dham, a sant. 2 things are not there. One is Leela Rahit or Parikar Rahit. He doesn't have Leela, divine pastime. He doesn't have Parikar, divine associates. Naam, name is there, form is there, infinite. Virtue is there, infinite. Dham is also there, infinite. But no Leela, no Parikar. Leela mean to come in the world and perform pastimes with his saints. So there's no Parikar, so who is going to play with? Associates. Parikar bhi nahi hai. There's no associates. वो गंभीर रहते हैं. Even though he is so sweet, now is a form, infinite bliss from every pore of his body is flowing. But gambhir, he's always serious. Muskurate bhi nahi. He does not even smile. His wife, Mahalakshmi, she's always pressing, doing charan seva, pressing his lotus feet, doesn't even look at her. उसकी तरह देखते भी नहीं. Bichari. Who wants to love such a Bhagwan? Shri Krishna himself, but the true bhaktas, they don't care about that form. Yogis worship, as I mentioned, is so sweet that even Paramhans get so much bliss. But there's no Leela, there's no Parikar, there's no divine, there's no pastimes, and there is no associates. Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Radhe Radhe Krishna Radhe, Jai
Radhe Krishna Radhe, Radhe Radhe Krishna Radhe,
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Radhe Radhe Krishna Radhe, Jai
Radhe Krishna Radhe, Radhe Radhe Krishna Radhe.
Sarva Shakti Prakatya ho, Leela Vividh Prakar Radhe Radhe.
Sarva Shakti Prakatya ho, Leela Vividh Prakar Radhe Radhe.
Sarva Shakti Prakatya ho, Leela Vividh Prakar Radhe Radhe.
Sarva Shakti Prakatya ho, Leela Vividh Prakar Radhe Radhe.
Viharat Parikar विहरत परिकर संग जो, तेहि भगवान पुकार राधे राधे।
विहरत परिकर संग जो, तेहि भगवान पुकार राधे राधे।
विहरत परिकर संग जो, तेहि भगवान पुकार राधे राधे।
विहरत परिकर संग जो, तेहि भगवान पुकार राधे राधे।
जय राधे कृष्ण राधे 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 कृष्ण 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 राधे।
बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। अब तीसरा, नाउ द थर्ड। सर्वशक्ति प्राकट्य हो लीला विविध प्रकार, बिहरत परिकर संग जो, तेहि भगवान पुकार। जिस रूप में सर्वशक्ति की प्राकट्य है, प्रकट होते हैं, और अनंत लीला भी है, अनंत परिकर भी है, और परिकर के साथ लीला करते हैं, खेलते हैं, उन्हीं को भगवान कहते हैं। नाउ द थर्ड एस्पेक्ट ऑफ दैट सुप्रीम Advaya Jnana Tattva, that supreme indivisible entity, supreme power, Shri Krishna. The third aspect, in this aspect, all the powers are manifested. All the Purna Avatar, all the powers are manifested. Infinite power in the full form are manifested. Uncountable divine pastimes, uncountable associates that the Lord is playing with, performing divine pastimes. That form is called Bhagavan. This is the sweetest aspect. As I mentioned, the devotees worship this form. Those who practice bhakti, the path of loving the Lord, अब प्यार कर सकते। Now you can love. And it's very easy and sweet. In this form, Shri Krishna doesn't want to be Bhagavan. He doesn't want to be known as God. He wants to be looked upon like a human being. हम लोग की तरह मनुष्य बन के आते हैं. He becomes just like us. He wants to be seen like us. If you start thinking about an entity with infinite power, infinite gyan, infinite bliss, infinite all-knowing, all-seeing, all-pervading, there'll be fear. डरेंगे. There'll be fear, and where there is fear, वो प्यार कैसे होगा? We can't love. In Gita, Shri Krishna kept saying to Arjun, I am Bhagavan, I am Bhagavan, I am God. For Arjun, Shri Krishna was his friend, Sakha. Mitra hai, Sakha hai. And he is also his cousin. But here Shri Krishna kept saying to Arjun, Arjun, I am God, Bhagavan. Arjun said, you're God? So show me. How are you God, Bhagavan? So Shri Krishna said, just accept, no? Just say yes, accept. No, I want to see. So Bhagavan said, you don't have the correct eyes, आँख नहीं है. उस हमको देखने के लिए वो आँख की जरूरत है, special. You don't have the right eyes. To see me you need special eyes. So Arjun said, अच्छा दीजिए, give me that special eye. तो भगवान gave दिव्य दृष्टि, divine eyesight to Arjun. Arjun saw this form of the Lord. Uncountable heads, uncountable hands, uncountable feet touching the sky. And from every mouth fire emanated like volcano. Seeing that universal form of the Lord, Arjun started to shake. Perspiration is flowing from his body. He's perspiring, shivering. He became so scared. Haath jor diya. He joined his hands together and said, Acha. Okay, I have seen enough. Please reassume the form as my friend Mitra. हम देख नहीं सकते, I can't see this form. Please come back as Kanhaiya, Tribhangi Lal, bent in tree place. That form, that sweet form. Shri Krishna said, okay. If a Rasik saint, one who has attained that divine sweetness of divine love of Radha, Krishna and Vrindavan is called a Rasik saint, the drink of the divine bliss, were to start reading Bhagavad Mahapuran, he will start skipping through the pages describing Shri Krishna killing Rakshas, Aghasur, Bakasur, Kalyanag, etc. Or uplifting Govardhan mountain with his little finger. He would much rather read the pastime where Yashoda Maya has tied Kanhaiya to a mortar. Ukhal mein bandh diya. He has tied Kanhaiya to, Maya has tied Kanhaiya to this mortar and threatened to beat him with a stick. And he's crying, Maiya Muri, main nahi maati khayo. Please, Maiya, don't beat me, I didn't eat any dirt. He's lying, he ate dirt. Jhoot. But he's so scared. He's trembling with fear and not acting real. He'll much rather read the pastimes. So this is the aspect of Sri Krishna that he loves being in. He wants to enjoy also. He becomes a slave to the devotees. Once, a gopi said to Sri Krishna, हमारे टोकरी को उठाओ. These gopis, they collect this more than 5,000 years ago. That time, these gopis were living in a place called Vrindavan. Ban means forest. It was a huge, what you see today is a different thing. This was a huge forest. They were forest dwellers. And So how they will cook their food, etc. And they took care of cows. So they would collect the gobar, the cow dung, and they will make cake, dry it in the sun, and this would be used as fuel. Many different uses. Anyhow, so the gopis, she's collecting gobar, cow dung, in a basket, and she says to Kanhaiya, little boy, "Hey, help me lift my basket." Didn't say please. Please help me lift. No, lift my basket. Yes. So Kanhaiya said, "What do you think, I am your servant?" Gopi said, "Okay, no problem. I will give you makhan. Londa. A londa, makhan means this amount in a handful. A ball of makhan. If you help me lift, I will give you this amount of makhan, fresh butter." So Shri Krishna, okay. So he lifted one tokri, one basket. Then Gopi said, "Next basket." So then Kanhaiya said, "Look, I am illiterate and you are also illiterate. Angutha chap, dono." At that time, Shri Krishna didn't go to school as yet. When he left Vrindavan and went to Mathura, then he went to school. As long as he was in Vrindavan, he never went to school. So Gopi is illiterate, Kanhaiya is illiterate. So how will we know how much, every time I lift, the Gopi is saying, every time you lift a basket of gobar, cow dung, I will give you a londa. So how are we going to know how much basket and how much londa? So Gopi said, "Don't worry. Every time you lift a basket of gobar, I'll put a tikka. Gobar ki tikka. I'll take a little bit of the cow dung and put a tikka for you." So Shri Krishna said, "Okay." Ab dekho, chota sa ladka, so small boy, little face. So many basket he has picked up, the whole face has become filled. So in the end, he said, "Give the makhan. Abdo, makhan." Gopi said, "Where is makhan here? You have to come to my home. Ab ghar chalo. Yahan makhan kahan milega? In the forest. Chalo ghar. Let's go to my home." So Shri Krishna said, "Okay." When they reached the home of the Gopi, "Now makhan do, now give." The Gopi said, "Wait, I want to show you something." So she brought a mirror. And she gave to Kanhaiya, "I want to look at your face." So when she gave the mirror and Kanhaiya looked, oh, his whole face is filled with gobar, with cow dung. He ran, there was a little tank with water. He ran and washed his face quickly. And then he came, "Ab now give makhan. Ab do makhan." Gopi said, "How much? How can I give? You have washed everything out. Ab dho liya pura." Ab rone lage. Gopi said, okay, ro mat. Mat ro mat. Ab dekho, she bought a whole big basin of a container of makhan. Khao jitna khana chahiye. Kha lo pura. Eat as much as you want. The point is here, the Supreme Lord of infinite universes, He wants to take that form. In order to enjoy. You see, Shri Krishna has a special power called Yog Maya Shakti. Not Maya, Yog plus Maya. Kartum karthum manyatha, karthum samartha. Wait. That power that makes the impossible possible. It's the power that Shri Krishna governs. It's also called Sarupa Shakti, Antaranga Shakti, etc. Through that power, Shri Krishna makes the impossible possible. So through the power of Yog Maya, he made everyone forget that I am Bhagavan. Most of the people living in Vrindavan at that time were saints descended from Golok. There were also saints there were saints for the first time. They've come to take part in Maharas. But thousands and thousands had descended from Golok. His eternal associates. Sanatan Mitra. Sanatan Gopi. So they knew who he was. But he made them forget through the power of Yog Maya. And he made himself forget too. अपने आप को भुला दिया. Now he can enjoy. That's why when Maya threatened to beat him, he was crying because he's forgotten I am Bhagavan. Ab Maya is about to hit with the little whip, the little stick, and Kanhaya is waiting. When is Maya's stick is going to hit me in my head, in the hand, in the feet? He's waiting. Nothing is happening. Then very gingerly he opens the eye. Maya is lying unconscious in the ground. Behosh. अब कन्हैया सोचने लगे क्या हुआ? What happened? वो चुड़ैल आ गई. That चुड़ैल, that witch has come. Shri Krishna, he told Yog Maya, stay out of Vrindavan. I want to enjoy. But whenever he got in trouble, some Rakshas, Aghasur, Bakasur, some Rakshas came to harm him or something happened, Yog Maya, this is her master. So when Kanhaiya, Maya, he had told Kanhaiya said to Maya, if I've eaten dirt, then there should be dirt in my mouth. Being very brave, that Maya will think, oh, he didn't eat. After all, why would he say, if I have eaten dirt, it should be in my mouth? So he said very bravely, Maya, if I ate dirt, as Balram and all my friends said that he's eaten dirt every day, eaten dirt, there should be dirt in the mouth. Mati hoga. Movement. So he's thinking when he says bravely, Maya will say true. But Maya said, okay, open. Open the mouth. Ab kya karu? Now he's caught. Now he doesn't want to open because if he opened the mouth, there is dirt in the mouth. But in that fear, he's so afraid the mouth opened by itself. Aankh band kar diya, he closed his eye and the mouth opened by itself. And when Maya looked in the mouth, instead of seeing dirt, she saw uncountable Yog Maya came. And in a little mouth of a little boy, little mouth, she saw uncountable solar system. Ab Maya ko chakkar aa gaya. Maya's head started spinning. What is this? This is some bhoot, a ghost. Something has come and taken hold of my son. Oh, is he a Bhagavan? Or Maya is thinking she fell unconscious. So Thakurji, Kanhaiya realized this is all the work of Yog Maya. Yog Maya. Hey, Yog Maya. Yah, come here. Yog Maya appeared. And she's always there, protecting. I understand what you did. Why you did. Anyhow, I want you to do two things. First, make Maya, my mother, make her conscious again. And two, make her forget everything. Bhula dijiye. I don't want Maya to remember. Then she would not put me in her lap anymore. She would not feed me from her breast. She would not play with me. She would put me on some throne and do arti the whole day. I don't want that. Make Maya forget. I want to enjoy. Yog Maya did all of that. So Shri Krishna wants to enjoy. That only way he can enjoy when he wants to be like us, a human being. So he can enjoy with his devotees. So sweet is the Bhagavan form. There's so much closeness. So much you don't know, that you don't see or feel any difference. He is mine and I love him more in my life. That's all you know. He alone is mine. He belongs to me alone. And I love him more in my life. There's so much closeness, so much authority that gopis have, Maya has, the Supreme Lord of uncount. This is the sweetness of the Bhagavan. So more sweet than even the Paramatma, the Bhagavan form. Because now there is Leela and Parikar. And all the powers are in the full form. There's much, much more, but I will finish here for tonight. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki jai. Siyavar Ramchandra ki jai. Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki jai. Radha Rani ki jai. Shri Yugal Kunj ki jai. Shri Gurudham Bhakti Mandir ki
Jai.
Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri